Hello, this is Jessie. Thanks for joining me here at my channel, The Caffeinated Bookworm. So every year for the last couple of years, I have been getting the books from the Amazon World Book Day. They give 10 free books from around the world. And it's that time of year again. So we're just going to quickly go over the books that they're offering right now. The first one is At the End of the Matinee by Keiichiro Hirano, and this is from Japan. It says, classical guitarist Satoshi Makino has toured the world and is at the height of his career when he first lays eyes on journalist Yoko Komin. Their bond forms instantly. Upon their first meeting after Makino's concert in Tokyo, they begin a conversation that will go on for years, with long spells of silence broken by powerful moments of connection. She's drawn by Makino's tender music and his sensitivity, and he is intrigued by Yoko's refinement and intellect. But neither knows enough about love to see it blooming, nor has the confidence to make the first move. Will their connection endure, weaving them back together like instruments in a symphony, or will fate lead them apart? That is the first one. And remember, these are free. The second one is from China, and it is A Single Swallow by Zhang Ling. On the day of the historic 1945 dual voice broadcast in which Emperor Hirohito announced Japan's surrender to the Allied forces, bringing an end to World War II, three men, flushed with jubilation, made a pact. After their deaths, each year on the anniversary of the broadcast, their souls would return to the Chinese village of their younger days. It's where they had fought and survived a war that shook the world and changed their own lives in unimaginable ways. Now, 70 years later, the pledge is being fulfilled by American missionary Pastor Billy, brash gunner's mate Ian Ferguson, and local soldier Liu Zhaohao. All that's missing is Ah Yan, also known as Swallow, the girl each man loved, each in his own profound way. And the next one is from Afghanistan. It is a memoir, and it's called The Broken Circle by Enjeela Ahmadi-Miller. This one says, before the Soviet invasion of 1980, Enjeela Ahmadi remembers her home, Kabul, Afghanistan, as peaceful, prosperous, and filled with people from all walks of life. But after her mother, unsettled by growing political unrest, leaves for medical treatment in India, the civil war intensifies, changing young Enjeela's life forever. Amid the rumble of invading Soviet tanks, Enjeela and her family are thrust into chaos and fear when it becomes clear that her mother will not be coming home. Thus begins an epic, reckless, and terrifying 5-year journey of escape for Enjeela, her siblings, and their father to reconnect with their mother. In navigating the dangers ahead of them and in looking back at the wilderness of her homeland, Enjeela discovers the spiritual and physical strength to find hope in the most desperate of circumstances. The next one is from Brazil. It is listed under Love Stories. It's called Amora, and it's by Natalia Polesso. And I think it's short stories. Amora dares to explore the way women love each other, the atrophy and healing of the female spirit in response to sexual desire and identity. These 33 short stories and poems, crafted with a deliberate delicacy, each capture the candid, private moments of women in love. Together, these stories and the women who inhabit them reveal an illuminating portrait of the sacred female romance, with all its nuances, complexities, burdens, and triumphs revealed. Violence, sickness, chaos, tenderness, beauty, and freedom adorn these pages in a mosaic of unforgettable moments, including a lesbian granddaughter discovering unexpected commonalities with her grandmother, a teenager's tryst with her friend after disenchanting sex with a boy, and an old couple's dreamy Sunday morning ritual. And this next one is from Poland. It is The King of Warsaw by Szczepan Twardoch. And I'm sorry, I haven't been saying who the translator is. The translator for this is Sean Gasper by. I'll have these listed in the description below, along with the translators. In 1937, Poland is about to catch fire. In the boxing ring, Jakub Zapiro commands respect, revered as a hero by the Jewish community. Outside, he instills fear as he muscles through Warsaw as enforcer for a powerful crime lord. Murder and intimidation have their rewards. He revels in luxury, spends lavishly, and indulges in all the pleasures that barbarity offers. For a man battling to be king of the underworld, life is good, especially when it's a frightening time to be alive. Hitler is rising. Fascism is escalating. As a specter of violence hangs over Poland like a black cloud, its marginalized and vilified Jewish population hopes for a promise of sanctuary in Palestine. Jacob isn't blind to the changing tide. What's unimaginable to him is abandoning the city he feels destined to rule. With the raging instincts that guide him in the ring and on the streets, Jacob feels untouchable. He must maintain the order he knows, even as a new world order threatens to consume him. This next one is from France, and it's listed under historical fiction. It is The Strange Journey of Alice Pendelbury by Marc Levy, translated by Chris Murray. Alice Pendelbury believes everything in her life is pretty much in order, from her good friends to her burgeoning career. But even Alice has to admit it's been an odd week. Not only has her belligerent neighbor, Mr. Daldry, suddenly become a surprisingly agreeable confidant, but he's encouraging her to take seriously the fortune teller who told her that only by traveling to Turkey can Alice meet the most important person in her life. What's more, the peculiarly insistent Mr. Daldry has even agreed to finance Alice's trip, one that against all reason seems to be predestined. It's on this journey, crazy from the outset and strangely irresistible, that Alice will find out that nothing in her life is real, that her past is not true, and that the 6 people she's about to encounter will shape her future in ways she could never have dreamed. This next one's from the Netherlands. It is listed as a memoir, The Son and Heir by Alexander MÜnninghoff, translated by Kristen, Gehrman. What can a son say upon discovering that his father wore a Nazi uniform? Reporter Alexander MÜnninghoff was only 4 when he found this mortifying relic from his father's recent past in his attic. This shameful memento came to symbolize not only his father's tragically misguided allegiance, but also a shattered marriage and ultimately the unconscionable separation of a mother and son. In this revelatory memoir, the author confronts his parents' complex past as he reconstructs the fortunes and disillusions of an entire family upheaved during the changes of 20th century Europe. The Münninghoffs were driven by greed, rebellion, and rage. An embattled dynasty, they were torn between the right and the wrong side of history. Their saga haunted Alexander's life for the next 70 years. Only in reconciling with them can this man find the courage to move forward as son and heir to the startling legacy of a flawed yet grand tradition. Okay, this next one's from Germany. It's listed as a family drama. It is You, Me, and the Colors of Life by Noah C. Walker, translated by Lisa Reinhardt. Faced with challenges from an early age, Janica has learned to celebrate and enjoy every day as a gift. Her life-affirming attitude fascinates Thomas, a shy young man who begins to see the rich colors of life in a whole new light. As she reveals a world he never could have imagined for himself, Thomas falls head over heels for the strong young woman and becomes part of her quirky circle of friends and her loving family. Their generosity of spirit draws Thomas out of his shell. He finds strength in their visits to the children's hospital where Janica volunteers, captivating the kids' attention with her imaginative stories. But all too soon, fate deals them a harsh blow. Can their love survive life's obstacles? This next one's from Madagascar. It is under literary fiction, Return to the Enchanted Island by Johari Ravalason. And named after the first man at the creation of the world in Malagasy mythology, Yetzi Razak was raised to perpetuate the glory of his namesake and expected to be as illuminated as his great ancestor. But in the chaos of modernity, modernity. His young life is marked only by restlessness, maddening insomnia, and an adolescent apathy. When an unexpected tragedy ships him off to boarding school in France, his trip to the big city is no hero's journey. Yetzi loses himself in the immediate pleasures of body and mind. Weighed down by his privilege and the legacy of his name, Yetzi struggles to find a foothold. Only a return to the enchanted island, as Madagascar is lovingly known, helps Yetzi stumble toward his destiny. This award retelling of Madagascar's origin story offers a distinctly 21st century perspective on the country's place in an ever more connected world. That sounds interesting. And don't think that these books, because they're free, aren't going to be good. I have read some amazing books that were offered during World Book Day. This is just to really get readers outside of what's normally offered in mainstream book media here in the States. And so these are books from around the world that have been translated to English that readers might not otherwise have had access to if it weren't for World Book Day. And so kudos to Amazon for offering these every year. And the last one is from Argentina. It is a children's book. It is called Some Days by Maria Wernicke, and it is translated by Lawrence Schimmel. A young girl tells her mother about a passageway in their yard. Down this passageway, it is not cold. There is no danger, and nothing bad can ever happen, and the person she longs for is with her again. The only problem is that on some days the passageway is not there, but maybe together, mother and daughter can find a way to carry that feeling with them always. First published in Argentina, this lovely picture book will tug on the heartstrings of anyone who knows what it means to miss a loved one. So my recommendation would be to just get them all. They're free. And that's what I've been doing over the last couple of years. And so like randomly, like if I'm in between books that I know that I want to read, I will read one of these and I am never disappointed. There is also, I got this from Book Riot, the first in the Blake Crouch trilogy. I know you know what I'm talking about. It's on the tip of my tongue and I'm looking it up right now. It is Wayward Pines. Okay, so Pines of the Wayward Pines trilogy is on sale today for $1.99. It is free if you have Kindle Unlimited, but it's $1.99. It looks like books 2 and 3 are also $1.99 today. I didn't know that. That was not in the email. So books 1, 2, 3 of The Wayward Pines by Blake Crouch are $1.99 today. And I've heard that they're excellent books. I did read Dark Matter a couple of years back and I loved it. And I believe that Mike's Book Reviews is going to be doing a read along of this perhaps next year, or at least he's going to be reading them. But they're on sale. So that's it for today. I hadn't really planned on doing a video today, but when I saw that the free books were out for World Book Day, I had to let you know. So thanks so much for watching. You have a wonderful day.